Good evening. It's Wednesday night. Time for another Facebook Live. I'm going to see if I can pull this up on my laptop and share it. So one moment, please. I'll give you a couple minutes to join me. We're going to make this fun shaker card. Isn't that fun? I love it. All right. Let's see. It always seems to take it a minute for it to show up. There it is. Let's see if I can share it. Eventually it will let me. There we go. All right. Hi, Patience. How are you? It was so good to see you the other day, even at a distance. All right. I was playing with this set earlier this evening, too. Hi, Betty. Getting swaps made for my Upline K's team meeting, which is a week from Saturday, so it gave me a little bit of extra time to get them done. So I've cut everything for 19 swaps. I just have to stamp them and put them together. So before we get started, I wanted to be sure you knew about the bonus days going on. This is for the month of July. I think it actually goes through August 3rd. But for every $50 that you purchase, and that's retail before tax and all that, you earn a $5 coupon that you can use in August. So it's a great way to build up some coupons to use. The new, I don't think they're calling it holiday anymore, but the August to December mini catalog is coming out in August. So that will be a great time to use any coupons that you earn in July. So don't forget about that. Let me know if I can help you with that. All right, so we're using, this week I've been featuring the Whale Done stamp set, and there's an embossing folder that goes with it, and there's a punch, which I didn't bring over with me today because we're not using it tonight. Here, I can show you in the catalog. And the paper that goes with it is fabulous. This is just from the catalog showing you some of the ideas, and then here's the paper down here. Just gorgeous paper. And so this set can be used, if you use the whale, it may look a little more childish, but the one we're doing tonight is, I don't think, is childish at all. So we're going to make this shaker card. And don't worry about the measurements. I've already got my blog ready. So once I get this video posted to YouTube, I can put the link on there and you can get all the measurements from that. But our card base is Balmy Blue. And then I have another piece of Balmy Blue that's cut a little bit smaller. And I'm going to punch a circle out of this before I emboss it, because it's easier to punch before it's embossed. So all I did, I've got my 2-inch circle punch, and I'm using the punches for these just because they're quicker. And I just eyeballed it so that it's in the middle, and just punch. And now you have a circle you can use for something else. All right, don't put that punch too far, because we're going to use it again. All right, and then I'm going to have to shake the camera for just a minute here because I wanted to show you how I did all of this so you could do it yourself if you wanted to later. So I've got my die embossing machine. The new one will be coming out in September. So I don't know if you have noticed, let's see if you can see this. There's a line on a lot of the embossing folders so that you can line them up. So let's see if I can do this where you can see it. So I'm going to line the bottom of my card up on that line. Just close it up. And because I'm still using the old embossing machine, I need this blue plate for my 3D embossing folders. And we will just run this through. So sorry, it's going to shake it here for just a minute. Okay. Let's get this out of the way. Now we've got this gorgeous embossed card front. Isn't that beautiful? I just love this embossing folder. Okay, now we're ready to start building our shaker part. So you're going to turn this upside down. And I have die cut, you may not be able to see, oh, you can see it because it glares, a piece of our window sheet with one of my circles. I wanted it to be bigger than my opening just to be sure that I didn't have to worry about it coming out. So I'm going to take, and you have to be a little bit careful with this, but I'm going to take some liquid glue just because I want it to stick well to this embossed piece of paper. And you want to be sure you don't move this around, that you stick it down, because if you move it, then you'll get glue. So just stick that down. All right. Now, set that back over here. We have these foam adhesive strips. These are perfect for shaker cards. If I can get it out of the package. And so I'm just going to peel off one of these. And because I've done this before, I know it uses pretty much all of it. I think it had a little bit left over. So you want to put it you want to put it fairly close to the edge, but not right on the edge, because you don't want it to be that visible from the front of the card. And this, you just twist it around. And it's got adhesive on both sides, just like dimensionals. And so you're just going to put this all the way around. And the reason you want it kind of close is you don't want your shaker bits to end up being hidden. So if you put it down too far, they would just fall to the bottom and you wouldn't see them. All right, so now I need my scissors. And you want to cut this, you want it to be really tight when it goes in there. And I'll save that little piece because you never know. We might actually use it on the edge. And then just make sure that that meets like that. Oh, it's already coming off. Okay. Now, I don't remember who taught me this, but somebody taught me this. I take my embossing buddy, and I think Kay taught us this in a class we did. And you kind of do this. It does two things. It gets the static off of that window sheet so that your sequins and stuff don't just stick to it. They float around. And if there's some sticky on the inside of this, it kind of gets rid of that too so they don't stick to it. So it just makes it so that your sequins can move around easier. All right, so now we're ready for sequins. And so these are the Whale of a Time sequins, and they are really fun. And so you're just going to take a couple of pinches of them. You don't have to have a whole lot. Maybe one more little pinch. And now I've got a piece of that Designer Series paper that I cut with the same size circle as my window sheet. I wanted it, again, to be bigger than my opening so that it would cover the whole back of it. And you're going to peel off this. And what I did is, because this has some a pattern to it, you can kind of see if you're straight, but I kind of just laid it on there, and then I picked it up without pressing it down and held it up to make sure it looked like it was pretty straight. And it does. So then you just press. then you turn it over. Isn't that fun? I just love shaker cards. All right. But I thought it needed a little something to make it look a little finished on the front. So again, I'm going to take my 2-inch circle punch, and I just have a scrap of basic gray, and I'm going to punch it. Now I don't want to punch it too close to the edge because I'm going to punch around it. So I'm going to punch a 2-inch circle punch, and you could do the same thing with your dies. I just decided to do it with my punches. And then this is my 2 1/4-inch circle punch. And so I'm going to line it up. I don't know if you can see that. So that I have the same amount. Yeah, you can see that, I think, all the way around. I'm just making a ring. There we go. So now we have this nice ring. And we also need to do our other piece of DSP. So we'll put that on with liquid glue because it's going on a embossed piece. I'll put that down here. And let's go ahead and put this on too. This one you're going to want to be careful again. Just little bits of glue. Because you're not going to want a lot. You don't want it to get on that window sheet. You might be able to use glue dots if you kind of rolled them up. You could probably use glue dots. All right. And that's just going to go right there. So it just nicely frames that. And then the only stamping that we're going to do is our sentiment. And I did it with, let me set that aside for a moment, basic gray. And it is the, my love for you is bigger than the ocean. Trying to see which side, okay. Make sure which side I need to stamp it. So I need to stamp it closer to the right side. And because it's photopolymer, I'm using my foam craft mat just to make sure it gets a nice, good image. And then I will take my scissors that I just had, here they are, right here, and just make a little tail on this. There we go. Okay. So that's ready. And it can just go right here. Again with our liquid glue. And I just put it kind of down here. Partly on the, and just lined it up on the right side. All right, so the last thing we need to do is put this on our base, but we have this thickness here from our shaker card. So we need to be sure we put the same thickness around here. And so this is a good place to use some of these leftover pieces, because you know those are going to be the same thickness. And I'll use this one on this side. And then on the other side, I can just use some glue dot or a strip of dimensional. So when you have just like strips of this left over, you can just cut a piece of that and put it there. Let go. All right. Now, whoop, that kind of got crooked, didn't it? I want that poking out the top. All right, now you can just peel off all your backings. Try not to get stuck to them as you're peeling them off. I just love shaker cards. They're so fun. And then just put that on your card. And there you go. So see, that wasn't hard at all. Isn't that fun? I just love shaker cards. So that's the one we made tonight, and that's the one I had made earlier. All right, I will get this up on YouTube and up on my blog shortly so you can have all the measurements. And I would love for you to share one that you've made. Post it on the video or just on Facebook somewhere and let me see what you've made if you make a shaker card. And I'm starting something new. I've been meaning to do this. Thank you, buddy. Hi, Lanita. So everybody that comments on either the video here in my my main page or on the group is going to go in a drawing, and I will send you the card I made, either one of these, whichever one I think looks better, I will send to you. So you get one of these cards. So be sure you comment on it, and I will put you in a drawing, and I'll probably do that Friday night. Draw a name, and somebody will get one of these cool cards. All right. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next week. Bye.